So guys, we're going to learn how we got this in Canada in 4 months. In 4 months, this card was approved. Yes, it was approved in Canada in 4 months. So what's the story behind it, or what did we do that made this card to be approved in 4 months? See, one thing you have to be mindful of is that you have to have a planning skill. If you don't have a planning skill, please try as much as possible to cultivate that. And watch this video to the end. Every bit of it is going to help you, or is going to give you tip on how to apply for your permanent resident card in Canada. So my husband came into Canada as a student, okay, and he came in for masters in engineering. All right. So after that, when he was in school, when he was a student, he has to plan how he's going to get his card approved with his family. So he came up on writing IELTS test, which is the English test you're going to write if you are planning to get your PR, whether you're inside Canada or you're outside Canada. People that are outside think that if you come into Canada, maybe through students or through visitor or do anything or whatever, that if you are to get your permanent residence, you don't write English test. You write English test though. English test is still among. You don't run away from it. You don't run away from English test. And he didn't even prepare for a very long time like that because he was still a student. Though I think he has written that before, but it expired. Okay, so now he prepared with some materials. I think he was listening to Liz on YouTube and E2. They are very good in teaching IELTS. Okay, so I think you guys should also look at that. Liz IELTS and E2, which is J. They teach IELTS a lot, and you should also gain some knowledge from them. So he has to write that test and keep aside, because he's still a student. So fast forward to October, he graduated, got his postgraduate work permit. All right. So at the end of the day, as a student, where you are working now, you have limited hours, you have limited time or something. Okay, yeah, limited hours, and the company that he was working with has to retain him. Okay, they has to retain him and increase his hours, right? Because I think he was in not a full-time, but they later gave him a full-time job, because this is one of the requirements. You have to have a full-time job, and also a minimum salary too, that will also help you to get your PR, because if you don't have all of this, it's not going to give you that point. Because I think he used experience class, okay, because he has worked in Canada, he has gotten a Canadian experience, or even master's class. So that is how he came up with that. And another thing too is your profession. That's why it's good whenever you are planning to move to Canada, whether you are coming in as a student, you are coming in as a permanent resident. Please, it's important that you are coming in with a profession that is in demand. It's not that it's general stuff, but especially when you are coming in as a student, not even permanent resident, especially when you are coming in as a student, or you are coming in as a visitor, or you want to anyhow, dependent. Though visitors are not allowed to work, sorry to say that. So that is the thing, okay? So it's best you have a province that requires your profession, because if those provinces do not require your profession, it's not going to earn you points that will help you to obtain your permanent residence card. Please, it's very, very important. Now, the company has retained him, so he has to apply for that experience class. And at that experience class, they used to have points, okay? They used to have points that, okay, if you know you are at this stage, okay, you should be invited for permanent. So their cutoff point was 45, I think so. So because he got about 50 something points, either 53 or 55, right? And he was invited for permanent residence card. So you have to include us that are his dependents, right? Yet I was not working then, okay? So because he was the principal applicant and he has all these requirements, it does not stop him from getting PR. So for people that will be thinking that, okay, what if I'm not working as the dependent, will it affect me? But see, if the person that is applying, which is the student that is applying, if he has all those requirements, you don't have any issue. So what he will do is that he will just include all of you, maybe the wife and the children, and all of you will be in the safe hand. So what did I have to offer? So the province was able to ask, okay, the person that you are including, what is he doing, what is his profession, all those things and all of that. I think he also included that when he was applying for experience class. Okay, so I'm a nurse, okay, and though I've gotten my license now, but was not able to get that because I've not taken my NCLEX exam. But now I'm licensed to work in Canada. Because they know, yes, I'm a licensed nurse, I also have to give to the economy during my own time, maybe when they offer us permanent residence. I think it's also a factor too. I don't know, but I used to tell him that, are you sure it's not because I'm a nurse? That was why everything was like, for it. So that stuff, so that is it. He has to include us, but I have to tell them what I was doing in 10 years of my life, right? Whether I was going to school, whether I was working, and all of that. Then I have to include my parents, my siblings that I want to, maybe in later life they want to relocate to Canada and all of that. That is the thing. Include my birth certificate, our marriage certificate, then my kids, their birth certificates. That is it. So at the end of the day, we now apply. He applied that in December, and we got approved in April. Guys, we got approved in April, okay, and in May, that was when we got our card, this card. So what am I trying to say in essence is that when you are coming here as a student, plan yourself out, okay? Don't just come into Canada with, okay, I'm coming in to study and all of that. Even if you get that postgraduate work permit from your school, don't be thinking that, okay, I have 1 year to work. Please, when you are still a student, start hustling for your PR. This 1 year you are thinking that is far, is this, is that, is nothing. Before you know, the year it comes to an end. From your school, start thinking how you are going to apply for your PR. If you are in express entry before, is also good for you. If they call you, okay, you are this, you are that, that's also okay. But as a student, please start preparing to get your permanent residence. Like our own work permit now is 3 years. We have not even used it for 6 months. We didn't even use that for 6 months, and our PR came out. All because of what? Planning. Please, you have to make sure that you plan very well. Whatever you are doing, whatever money you are going to spend in 6 months coming, please put a plan to yourself. Plan yourself. It's going to earn you a lot. Had it been he didn't write this exam, this test in school while he was still a student, by this time he wouldn't have gotten this card. All right. So it's all what planning pays, because at the end of the day, you're going to enjoy it. People will be running helter-skelter, trying to get their card, trying to do this, while you are already settled. And another thing too is God's favor. God's favor too. Everybody have their own maker, right? So communicate with your maker all the time. It's not about being too smart. It's beyond that. You also need to be talking to your maker, what you need to do, what you want him to do for you. He should direct you and all of that. Because if he was not detained in that office, maybe by now we won't have gotten this card, because he might not have a pay that will be eligible for him to apply. So it's all about God's favor. If you are going to any country, always go with your God. Communicate effectively with him all the time. Let him direct your steps. It's not all about coming to Canada, snap picture and all. It's beyond that. Please guys, it's beyond that. Always pray for the grace of God to be with you all the time. I think it's God's grace. It's just God that has been driving us, from one side to the other. But I won't tell you that it's rosy. It's not rosy. Sometimes you have some challenges, and sometimes it will be as if you want to give up, right? But you keep going, you keep pushing, right? For the fact that you have come to this place does not mean that you are going to get drained. And look for the grace of God. I always tell him to go with you anytime. Let it be God's will that you are coming to this place. Don't just rush to come here, that things are like this. You have to work yourself out for you to get that thing that you're looking for. So guys, I'm going to stop here today. Please do well to subscribe to my channel, and also let me see your comments on the section below, and watch other of my videos. And thank you. Bye.